கண்ணா ஆண்டவன் நல்லவனை சோதிப்பான் ஆனா கைவிட மாட்டான். கெட்டவனுக்கு நிறைய கொடுப்பான் ஆனா கைவிட்டுருவான்.
So that dialogue really had deeply resonated with me in many times whenever my parents or immediate family went through a bad phase. I used to think why bad things happen to good people. So this was really a dialogue that I have in me even today, apart from my regular shlokas I tell whenever I face adversity. So yeah, this dialogue really stands out with me. This is Siddarth Madan here. I'm really excited to talk about Rajinikanth sir. And yeah, likewise, thank you Seattle TV community, and please share and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Hi everyone, this is Bharat here from Seattle TV. We are here for another episode of Let Us Chai. This episode is special. This week we are celebrating 75 incredible years of the superstar Rajinikanth. This man is not just an icon, his style has captured generations. His mass appeal knows no borders. He inspires millions across the globe. To celebrate this milestone, we're going to do something different. This episode is different, so we're going to dive directly to understand what makes Rajinikanth the Thalaivar. We'll learn more about him through the fan and what makes him the star he is today. I'm here with Siddarth, diehard Rajinikanth fan. We're so happy to have him. He has seen Rajini's movies, starting from black and white movies to first day, first shows, celebrating the punch dialogues, right? and not that, but actually have taken home a lot of dialogues from those movies which just go beyond the cinema. They become life lessons that we can take forward with us. So, just not an icon, but he shapes people's lives as we evolve and grow with him. So, we're happy to have you, Siddarth. Thank you for joining. You can introduce yourself and share some thoughts about this.
Hello all, I'm Siddarth. So I'm really obliged, and it's an honor to be here representing as one of the billions of Rajini sir fans all over the globe. So it's indeed a pleasure to be here and just share my thoughts and experiences and what it takes for a fan to get into a first day first show of Thalaivar movie. And so I'm basically from Chennai, born and brought up in Chennai, and it's been a unreal journey of trying to follow Thalaivar's experiences and his lives from the 90s when I was born. And so I'm basically like any other 90s guy out there. And it's really a pleasure that I have this opportunity to share this with you. Okay. And thank you for inviting me.
Oh, thank you, Siddarth. So that's amazing the way you said it. You are a 90s kid, and we are actually celebrating 75 years of the superstar himself.
Exactly.
So what brought you into Rajinikanth movies when you were young?
Yeah, that's a good question. Personally for me, I would say so I was brought up in a household where my parents and immediate family see a lot of movies on TV as well as in theaters in general. So I feel the first movie that I saw in theaters was Baba.
Oh wow, okay.
And that was, I think, back in 2002.
That is what I was wondering, right?
Yeah. So before that, I think I got introduced to Rajini movies on TV So I recollect my mom saying like she watched her first movie in theaters, which was Apurva Ragangal in 1975.
Oh, that's when I was born.
Wow, nice. Yeah. So that's a lot of debuts for you. So it was a debut movie for Rajinikanth as a side role, as well as Kamal Haasan sir. Also, after many of his childhood roles, it was a groundbreaking movie for him, and even for Ilayaraja sir, it was his debut film. So recounting that experiences from my mom, my dad, and that was the era where M.S. Vishwanathan sir ruled.
Oh, yes.
And so basically he has crossed like 5 generations, like imagine like 50 years. It's easy to say it, but like it comes with a lot of experience and a lot of life changes, a lot of things up and downs, and so he has faced everything, I think. And so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just really proud to be born in Chennai and represent the Tamil culture in whoever is watching this and as part of the Seattle community. And it's a real pleasure to just share my experiences, regardless of the films or the Tamil culture or traditions that the other communities might not be aware of. Especially within Seattle, I feel like the Tamil community is a bit more fragmented. It's here and there. I have some Tamil friends here, but compared to like the Bay Area community, I feel like we have a lot more areas to cover. So like I feel like this is a good platform to help showcase our Tamil films and culture.
Yeah. That's very nice to hear from you, Siddarth. I think the one thing is like you mentioned about that first movie experience that you heard from your parents, and that was even before. So did you end up watching that movie at any stage?
Yeah, so I did end up watching those kind of movies at a later stage. So like, so I think there was a stage where Rajini did a lot of villain movies, especially in the 1970s, 80s era. Okay. And I feel like some of those movies that really had an impact on me was basically like one of the films was Moondru Mudichu. Like I feel that was a movie where he's like shown his raw performance, like as opposed to the current like mass movies that he's taken up once he reached the hero status in 90s. So like it was really a time where I feel like we need to go and rewatch some of his older movies if you guys have the time. And like Moondru Mudichu, Johnny, Padinadu Vayadinile.
Yes, that was an awesome movie.
Yeah, exactly, right. And like so many movies like that, Thillumullu, like even in Thillumullu, like he portrays 2 characters, one Chandran, one Indran, and basically like Chandran is like the studious engineer and timid, and Indran is like very mischievous and like naughty person. And so basically it's like 2 contrasting roles he had to play in the same movie. And like I feel like that era like brought out the performer in him. So I feel like those kind of movies, and even Moondru Mudichu like had like Kamal, Rajini and Sridevi. Like I feel like Rajini and Sridevi like were a really good pair back in 1990s, where they acted like 15 plus movies together. So I feel and it had like a very complicated story in terms of there was Kamal, there was Kamal's father Major Sundarajan, and then there is Rajini sir, and as well as Sridevi ma'am. So Rajini sir and Sridevi ma'am are married, and basically Kamal sir falls in love with Sridevi because they were like neighbors. And like there's some family issues and stuff, and Major Sundarajan sir falls in love with Sridevi's daughter Bhanupriya. So it's like 2 contrasting tales within the same movie, and trying to get into the dive deep into the that spectrum is something I feel like really amazed about. Like I feel like at that point of time, like Balachandra sir's movies with Rajinikanth sir were really uplifted into another level. And even now he has a lot of respect for K. Balachandra sir, who has introduced many people like Rajini, Kamal, Vivek sir, Kamal sir and stuff. So it's really a privilege to be a part of that community, to get to know them and have that have such kind of people to look up to.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. I think the way you've shared the story about even remembering the characters, that means it had a strong impression on you. You're carrying it forward.
Tilumulu is a classic romantic comedy film, so it was like out and out, like even the comedy parts. Like I feel like Rajinikanth sir, apart from I think like three things define Rajni sir. One is his simplicity, another is his style, and another is his, I feel like, groundedness. Like however high his status is, however high he goes, he still treats everyone with respect, with everyone with humbleness, tries to include everyone. Even in Nelson sir's recent interview, there was a particular scene in Jailer where where there's a particular scene where a person needs to say some dialogue, but he was not able to emote that dialogue in that particular time. So Nelson sir removed him and replaced him with someone else. But Rajinikanth sir told Nelson sir, hey, we need to bring him back to some other scene, just keep him next to me. And then he was brought again to another scene, that shows his humility and make simplicity and making sure everyone is included. So those are all qualities to admire for. Yeah.
It's great to hear from you as a fan how you're actually thinking about him. If you really think about it, right? It's not one decade, it's 5 decades, it's five, from 90s to now 50 years in the industry. People are lost within a year, 5 years. You actually have waves of people coming in, but he is actually stood as a pillar of the cinema.
Yeah, exactly.
South Indian cinema.
Yeah.
And not only just in South India, but the star of the India. There's also the last couple of movies, you would hear a lot of noise making in China, Japan. So it's just crossing the borders. To your point, the grounding nature of him, and how he actually has played roles for the fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what keeps him even present as of today at 75 years. He is still a hero. Right?
Yeah, totally. I feel like he's right now a huge star, and back to where we left off, he basically did Billa, it's a underworld Don gangster movie, solid, a proper Don, because it's also a remake of the Don Hindi movie. And within 2 years, he did Tilumulu, which is proper comedy film. So he's able to he was able to mix and match that point of time, and try out and hit new roles and also be creative and stuff. So I feel after that, I think his landmark film after that was Thalapathy. I feel that really paved way for Rajinikanth sir as trying to transcend his own boundaries, which he was in, to help bring out his acting skills. So I feel that was Maniratnam sir's that entire thing needs to be dedicated to Maniratnam sir to help bring Rajni sir to that zone and place him there, and make him do things which he itself wouldn't have thought of. Because I recollect Rajni sir saying it took some multiple retakes initially to figure out how Maniratnam sir wants his actors to portray certain roles. So that was a really very interesting and out of the box movie for Rajni sir, especially at a time when he was doing heroic movies and mass movies. And basically, so I feel the Thalapathy movie story itself is like loosely inspired from Mahabharata.
Oh, okay.
So if you know like Karna, character in Mahabharata, like his Karna's mom is Kunti, but Kunti leaves Karna like when she gives birth to him, and when she gives birth to him. So like essentially like here in the Thalapathy movie, like there is Rajni sir who plays Surya, and Surya doesn't know his mom when he's given when he's born, and basically he's like given to the lower class family, and he basically gets along with people on the beach, and like he eventually he sees himself as a protector of all the people on the beach and villages and stuff, and he is very loyal to Mammootty, like how Karna is loyal to Duryodhana. And it's a very interesting comparison, because like there's also Arvind Swamy sir who plays Arjuna, similar to Arjuna in Mahabharata. And there's a war going on between dharma, like righteousness versus justice. Like so the movie travels along that, and then so Rajni sir's whole world like revolves around Mammootty sir as his loyal friend. So he does everything that his loyal friend says, like be it like marrying the person who he doesn't love, like even though he has had a very he didn't have a good upbringing, like he's trying to seek justice for whoever he's with, and whether it's right or wrong. So that delves into the philosophy of what is right. Like, are there a set of rules that make a thing right, or are there a set of standards and stuff? So it's like a really interesting thought, like when you see the movie, at the shallow level, this is the thing that I just mentioned. But if you go deep into that, I feel like there's a lot of things to uncover. So there's also one scene, like basically like Rajni sir is talking with his mom's husband, because Rajni sir was born out of an affair, and so basically at the eventually like his mom's husband figures out that okay, this is Rajni is his wife's son, and that is when like he tries to bring Rajni's Thalaivar from the injustice zone to the Dharma zone, so that because Arjun is his half brother, played by Arvind Swamy. And so, like, that is the scene where he goes through different levels of emotions. Like, he's initially frustrated, and then he's angry, and then he's like, I'm not going to leave my friend alone. And then he hears the truth from him, and then there's a sense of disappointment, and then surprise. And so there's like a whole lot of emotions if you see that scene. And then eventually it concludes by saying like Rajni sir asks for a promise, like he has never asked for a promise from anyone. That's the dialogue he says. And then he says like, I need this promise from you not to tell his mom that he's her son. And so like when that promise happens, and then there's in the background, like the sun is like setting, like you can see the whole sun. And then when the promise happens, and that is like a huge thundering sound, like, so that basically denotes, I believe, like from my perspective, like the weight of the promise, because that promise is like, that his whole years of experience, his whole years of life from his birth. So he tries to hide that promise because he wants to have the promise, because he doesn't want to go back to what happened earlier. He doesn't want to reverse it. He just wants to continue his own life and be there for the people, protect them, and bring out the justice for all the people. So all those kind of things, I feel like makes the movie really good.
Yeah, I think that was amazing the way you narrated the incidents in the movie. So this is what I meant at the start, which is these movies are just not for an iconic movie. There are things that you can take away from them that actually connect with you.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see the takeaways you have had from those movies.
Yeah,
and I think, as you said, Thalapathy was a movie where, as fans, we all were like, knowing Maniratnam, we were like thinking, you know what, we may be missing our real Rajinikanth in the movie because his styles, and we were all fans of that, right?
Yeah.
And so this changed it, right? I think
Exactly.
even Rajini sir performed in a way that even the fans were amazed. So it just became super duper, triple duper hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and there was a big contribution from cinematography side as well, from PC Sriram, which made all like the visuals and pictures like really fascinating.
Yeah. So any other movies like that after that still stay with you?
Yeah, I believe like before that as well, like on a similar line, like there was Moondru Mugam.
Okay.
Like he played a triple role. Basically, he was the father's son, as well as he was a police officer, the police officer's father, and the police officer's son. So basically, like as a police officer, he was really strict, and he was on the lines of right, like against criminals and stuff. And so, like, eventually he gets killed, and so his son, seeing what his father went through, like he now fights against the justice and tries to, bring in stability into the society. And that's his father who tries to make it all emotionally stable for the whole family when all this lot of fights and arguments and violence is happening. Like he tries to bring in the whole family together. So I feel like those kind of performances and so actually also why I mentioned this was like there are like for every Rajinikanth movie there might be a message or life lesson that you can learn from it. Like what I learned from it is that like whatever justice that is not served, like eventually it will be served later by the next generation or the next to next generation. So it keeps on carrying, like it's like karma, like
Yes.
what goes around comes around. So these are all fascinating thoughts that come to me when I see those kind of movies. And I feel like after Thalapathy, and then there was this 90s spree that he was on. Like, I mean, I don't know which movie to start with or which movie comes to my mind, but I feel like the first movie would be like Muthu, like that comes to my mind. Like there was Yajaman and then Muthu, and I vividly remember this particular scene in Muthu, like where he's in the puja room, like doing puja to God, and Raghuvaran sir comes in and he tries to get a sign for a particular paper, and it's basically a scene where they are trying to transfer all his wealth, property from Rajinikanth sir, from Muthu to their family. And so basically, and then he puts a sign knowing that even though he knows what is happening, he puts the sign, and then he comes out of the room, and then he basically he tells them the truth that I know what the paper stood for. And then he goes on a monologue, like saying like, hey, you want my property, you take it. You want my horse, you take it. Like whatever things and whatever possessions I have is something I was anyway going to give it to your offsprings, like to their next generation. So and I don't need anything to live. Like so, what that teaches me is like like confidence is your like own self-worth, not all your possessions. Like whatever you receive at any point of time, it may not be there in the next in a few years or next 10 years or 20 years. So like it gives a really like interesting perspective on different things. And like he just like, hey, just take it, man. Like I don't need anything. Like, and he walks off, and then his son as well. Like they ask for his son as like trying to do it as a right to outdo all the wrongs they did. They want his son, and then he's like, you take him as well. But when he provides his son to them, he tells them one particular thing. He tells them he shouldn't see the shade of money or anything possessive when he's growing up.
Right.
So that's like an interesting fact which takes us back to the first scenes of the movie where he's basically introduced as like a general person in that family, and mostly as a servant, like doing a lot of things, like or doing other things and stuff, which really is fascinating. Yeah.
No, I think that this is amazing as well. I think the Muthu movie also had a lot of messages in that, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Take away for your life.
Yeah.
Even the songs were very, very super hit, right?
Yeah.
Tillana was from Muthu, right?
Yeah.
And there was Urun.
Yeah.
So it was like all phenomenal songs.
Yeah,
That's right. So it's
exactly.
like his. It was another landmark movie for him, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool. So yeah, I think after that we can keep moving. It's so many movies, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the one thing I want to say as well is the way you are actually saying those stories and how you have connected with those. And every time you share a different role, that's why he's a superstar. He has done several roles across these 50 years. May they be all the hero roles, but every role had a different uniqueness. Right?
Yeah.
So what is that one thing that you really like in all his movies?
Yeah, so I really like how he portrays himself. So, like Rajini sir movie, like if you go for a Rajini sir movie, like you can expect certain things. Like you can expect, you're going to guarantee like minimum set of punch dialogues, like how he walks. Like even like, starting a vehicle, like we all go, like we use the key and then we twist it and start it, but he goes and then he does this and he catches with his hands and then he starts the vehicle. Like those are all things, like I feel his style like is being looked upon by the next generations, and their styles are being inspired from his style. So I think like he's like the definition of style. And so that's really even like be it a telephone or a cigar, like how he lights the cigar and smokes it in Annamalai when he's like announced as president. He walks in with so much swag and does that, and it's like wow, like it was like really like that aura, like I can feel it from just watching him in TV or theaters. And I just want to know like what happens when I see him in person and able to sense that aura that everyone is talking about. So it's really
that's a goosebump moment, right? It's like his style is like this style, right?
Yeah.
And he has songs about his styles, right?
Yeah.
I think maybe it's Annamalai movie. I don't know.
Yeah, Annamalai, like even Annamalai and then Padayappa and then Arunachalam. Muthu, Basha, like there are so many movies. Even in Basha, like Ayya en per Manikam, எனக்கு இன்னொரு பேர் இருக்கு Manik Basha. So that and all like wow, like I was like, I mean, so it's like shown as a simple auto driver, and then this scene comes, and then everyone like with that background music, it just gives me chills even now, like and then Padayappa, like that Unjal scene, like even like Padayappa got released yesterday.
Yes.
So it was like it's still in Fremont, like Fremont Bay Area, like it was like all the two shows were full booked in 30 minutes and everyone was celebrating. So I'm like really looking forward to the Seattle show. And basically that I mean, whenever Padayappa comes to mind, there are like only like Neelambari comes immediately to mind, like similar to how in Chandramukhi Jyotika ma'am comes to mind, like. So it's and when that scene, particular Ujjal scene, like after 20 years, Rajinikanth sir goes and meets Neelambari ma'am, and then Neelambari ma'am is walking down the staircase, and then Rajinikanth sir enters, and then Neelambari sits on a chair, and basically he doesn't have a chair to sit on. And then he just uses his shawl to pull it like this, and then the swing comes, the unjal, and then he sits on top of that, and then puts his legs on top, and then that's like
amazing.
Yeah, like, I mean, all these scenes they just compliment when someone mentions Padayappa, you know, like it was really good, and yeah.
I think the one thing that in all the things that you said is. Even I'm a fan of Rajini, so the one thing I have felt always is any underdog scene.
Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Yeah.
Than Rajinikanth sir who can actually perform.
Yeah.
May it be Bacha, which was like just a complete underdog story.
Yeah.
Or if it is Padayappa against a woman.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like unbelievable. His style and his swag is. That's what keeps us all glued into his action.
Yeah.
So, any recent last 5 years, 10 years movies that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, so I really enjoyed watching Jailer, and basically it brought in like similar punch dialogue and Rajinikanth centric moments. Like so whenever you like see a Rajinikanth movie, it's like very comforting, like how in our culture like we have like rasam rice or curd rice as comforting food. Like when it comes to cinema, like when you want like some comfort and when you are like in that zone, like you immediately go for a Rajinikanth sir movie, be it any household. And so it was really fascinating. It was really good to see Peta and then Jailer, and then in between there was Kala. I feel like Kala and Endiran especially like brought back his like character roles. Like even in Endiran he acts as a robo, like emotionless person, and he's I mean when I saw him, like I saw him as a robo, and when I saw Vasidharan, and he was exactly like that. Like he was playing contrasting roles, and even in Kala, like it's more on like cost and politics, but and representing black as a symbol and community. And he delves into that, and there's not like very minimal to no punch dialogues, and he gets hit by a car, and then he's sitting on the floor where the villain is sitting on a chair. So those kind of things, like grounded things, like he does even in his later stages of his acting career, like makes him what he is. Like he's like very simple and humble, and he's like a director's favorite actor. Like that's all I can say. And while talking about his movies, like Shivaji movie was, I feel like really Shivaji's movie, like which he acted along with director Shankar sir in his first collaboration with him, like had really multiple interesting angles. Like it also brought about the Motorboss, which became a phenomenon. Like Motorboss, yeah, exactly. So it became really a phenomenon, and all the punch dialogues and all the songs in the movie by A.R. Rahman, comprising Balelaka and then Sahana and then Adiradi. Like all these songs, I keep hearing them again and again because like they were all like it was a complete band album. Yeah, and also like I feel like Muthu when it released. So there's this film critic in Japan, Jun Eduki. He goes around to Singapore to sample some of his some of the Indian movies, and Muthu by chance he gets it from the shop seller, and he goes to his house and starts watching it along with his wife. And they get addicted. Like so, what happens is even if they finish the movie, they keep replaying the movie multiple times. And his good word and good review, like showcased Rajni sir on the whole Japan platform. And like from that, like there was no stopping Rajinikanth sir. Like all over the world, like Malaysia, Japan, and Singapore. And other countries as well. He's like a phenomenon. And,
he's a global star.
Yeah, he's a global star.
He is a global star. Yeah. So I mean, Siddarth, I think I was so happy to share those moments with you, hearing about Rajinikanth and fan moments that you have had across the years. So I mean, what better way to celebrate Rajinikanth's 75 years incredible superstarism? Thank you for taking the time, and from Seattle
Likewise.
TV, we really appreciate it. We are looking for more of his movies.
Yeah.
Right. So what is coming up? So we could wrap up our interview as well.
Yeah, I feel like his trailer 2 movie is going to be released, and also I'm really excited for Rajinikanth sir pairing up with Kamal Haasan sir again.
Yes.
Like I'm just waiting for the who's going to be a director, because like a lot of names are popping up and stuff. So I'm like following that news, and yeah, I'm really excited for everything and what's ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And we are all waiting. I think the whole community is waiting for the two stars to come together and, create a historic movie.
Yeah.
So, thank you again. Hi everyone. This is Bharat Kumar here from Seattle TV, signing off until the next Let's Chai episode. Have a great time, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you.